Hey y'all, just wanted to make a quick video going over the format, what to expect on the first test in microbiology, and all the tests really. So the tests in this class will be multiple choice. They're all multiple choice, and they will have 60 multiple choice questions. They will be timed. You have an 80-minute time limit, which is an hour and 20 minutes. And there will be a sort of bonus 30-minute window where you are allowed to use your notes and your textbook. Nothing electronic, so no screens, no tablets or phones. So if you have taken notes digitally, make sure you print them out to bring to class. Also, same thing, you can't use the ebook, but you could use the physical textbook if you have it. The test will have a Scantron answer sheet and a test packet of questions. So you can write all over the test packet of questions with whatever writing utensil you want, highlighters, colored pens, whatever. But you need to make sure you at least bring a pencil to fill in the Scantron answer sheet. And that is the only part that I will be grading. The breakdown of that hour and 20-minute time limit is the first 40 minutes are closed note, and then at the 40-minute mark, I will announce that you can get your notes out. You will have 30 minutes from that point to use your notes and or textbook. And when my timer goes off, at the end of the 30-minute period, everyone closes their notes and books and puts them away, and there's still another 10 minutes left to finish up, to transfer answers, to your Scantron sheet, to double check that you bubbled in an answer for everything, and revisit any questions you were sort of on the fence about. Okay, so that is the test itself. As for preparing for the test and studying for the test, a lot of times students really struggle and they want a study guide. And so what I often tell students is that the study guide is, you already have it. It's in your textbook. The first page of every chapter lists learning objectives. And those learning objectives are basically a study guide. So that's what I would advise you to use as your study guide. Make sure you can answer, you can do all of these things, like explain the 5 I's of culturing and what each step entails for chapter 2. At the end of each chapter, the textbook also contains some practice problems, and it even has them broken down into different Bloom's levels. So Bloom's level 1 and 2, just understanding and memorization, those it has in multiple choice format, but it has the others as more open-ended short answer formats. Again, I will be using Bloom's level 1 through 4 style questions on the test. So not just do you know the definition of something, but can you apply and analyze information regarding the stuff in these chapters, okay? So how do you do more practice problems? Because the ones in the back of the chapter, there's not a lot of them. And a great tool that everyone has available to them nowadays is artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence can be a really useful tool for studying for tests because you basically have unlimited practice test questions at your disposal. You can simply go to ChatGPT and ask it to write you some multiple choice questions, and it will. Are they going to be 100% correct? Questionable. 90% correct? Probably. And they'll definitely be a useful tool to help you practice and recall information, because the best way to study is to force your brain to recall information, to quiz yourself. You can't just make a study guide, fill it out, and just read it and reread it and reread it. That's not going to that's not practicing retrieving information from your brain. When you're taking a test, you need to retrieve information from your brain. So having it just go into your brain, reading things, doing passive types of learning is not practicing retrieval. You need to practice retrieval through quizzing yourself. And so in this example here, I just went to ChatGPT and I said, write 10 multiple choice questions about the 5 I's of culturing microbes. And I didn't even spell culturing correctly, and it still did it. And so it's a great way to create practice tests for yourself. It even gives you the answers. Sometimes it gives it right after the problem. Sometimes it'll give it in an answer key at the end. It's all about crafting the right prompt to get the types of questions you want. So you can't just say, make a 60 question multiple choice test about microbiology. You need to specify the topics, and you can even specify Bloom's levels. You can say at a Bloom's level 1 through 4, or Bloom's level 3 questions, or something like that. Again, the more practice you have with multiple choice test questions, the better prepared you will be for taking a multiple choice test, especially when there's a time crunch. So I'm also going to send you an article on some tips for taking open notebooks or open note exams. And if you have any other questions, you know how to reach me.